Hi everyone, slowthai Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a look back on 2019 so far. In my view, it's been a pretty decent music year, 2019. That is. I have loved quite a few albums this year, and in this video I am going to essentially go over the 15 records that in my view are the best albums of 2019 so far. So without any further ado, listed in no particular order, here they are. 1, the new Otoboke Beaver record that I reviewed not too long ago. This is a very great Japanese noise rock and punk outfit whose new record it's a compilation of sorts. It's a mix of new stuff and somewhat older stuff, but it still all comes together into a very cheery, absurd, exciting, off-the-wall mix of chants, cheering, riffs, distortion, insane screaming and playing. It's like a fun Japanese punk cheerleading mosh pit. It's full of fun. It's full of character. It is a rock album that will have you just like violently flailing in all directions with a smile going from ear to ear on your face. Do not miss it. It's great. Next, I want to give a shout out to the slowthai record, Nothing Great About Britain. Slowthai is easily one of the most exciting voices coming out of UK hip hop right now. The songs on his new record over here have creative instrumentals backing them. He has a yelpy, unique, somewhat Dizzy Rascal-inspired flow and rap delivery, and a lot of the very touching and harrowing tracks on this record deal in economic pain and suffering in mental health issues. It is a very grim portrait and outlook for the youth in Britain right now, and this album just does such a great job of painting that picture, relaying that message, communicating those feelings, and I definitely look forward to seeing where slowthai continues from here, because this is still a very early point in his career, and right now he's kind of killing it. So where he's going to grow from here could potentially be amazing. Next, got to give a shout out to Tyler, the Creator's IGOR. Not sure if I could say any more nice things about this record than I already have. It's a great breakup concept album. Incredible songs, incredible flow, incredible production, interesting and well-placed features. I love the meld of hip-hop and soul and R&B on this one. The awesome jazz passages that he works throughout this thing too. This record is full of so much character, and it not only shows how much talent Tyler has gained up until this point, but how he's able to apply it in such a unique and a theatrical way. So really love this record. It's fantastic. Next, the new Slauson Malone record, A Quiet Farwell. He is a hip-hop producer that mixes elements of ambient and noise and sound collage and soul and jazz into his works. It feels almost like the next logical step past the Brainfeeder Records camp, past the Madlib camp. It's a bright, abstract, exciting future that Malone presents to us on this album, and I'm looking forward to hearing him expand it on subsequent records, for sure. Next, the new Beyoncé Homecoming Live album. Not sure if there's much to say about this record at this point. It is a live album, the track list of which spans through Beyoncé's entire discography, going back to the old days of Destiny's Child up to her most recent output with Lemonade. And basically all of these tracks are melded and segued together with this incredible horn section and drum line and exciting performance. Really the only big nitpick that I have with this record is that it could have been recorded and I think mixed a little bit better. It does come off a little flat, sonically speaking, of course, but still the vocals, the drums, the performances, the songs, they all still shine through that very brightly and just create a very lengthy and exciting musical experience. I also, of course, want to shout out the new Lizzo record, Because I Love You. Lizzo proves herself to be on this album one of the most enigmatic performers, new performers working today, mixing together elements of pop and soul and hip-hop and R&B in a series of songs that are bold, are fun, are unapologetic, are tongue-in-cheek, are silly, are somber, are celebratory. There is no doubting Lizzo's talent. Oh my God, it's so good. Choo-choo. All aboard the Lizzo train. Let's go. Whee! Next, I want to give a shout to the best Baroque pop, the best chamber pop record I've heard in a while, and that is the new Weyes Blood album, Titanic Rising. What a gorgeous, beautiful, lovely album. The tunes are fantastic, so solid from back to front on this track list, and the instrumentation is lovely. God, it's lovely. Vocals are slightly nondescript, not the most distinct vocal I've heard in this style of music, okay? I will say that, but still, songs are amazing. The just everything is so good. And even though I don't find the vocals to be the most distinct I've ever heard, still the singing is good, especially the harmonies. The vocal harmonies are quality. Also, shout out to Jonathan Rado for having a hand in the production on this one, because the instrumentation is excellent. God, it is a buttery, smooth, wonderful, just tasty record. Next, the new Comet is Coming album, Trust in the Lifeforce of Deep Mystery. This is easily one of the most exciting jazz records to come out of the UK, at least jazz fusion records to come out of the UK in quite a while. Shabaka Hutchings of Sons of Kemet fame is also involved with this record, so if you enjoyed that one, you'll most likely get into this, even though stylistically it is in a very different wheelhouse, as the Comet is Coming fuses jazz with elements of psychedelic music and even like a bit of metal and some spoken word and electronic music too. It's crazy. It's really a crazy record, and I do recommend it. It's very mind-bending, it's very fun, it's got a few genre fusions and experiments that maybe don't quite pan out 100%, but for the most part it is a mind-blowing and an expansive record that really does try to kind of ride the fringes and stay ahead of the curve, stay on the creative edge, push the envelope. Yes, baby! Next in my list is a pop album that honestly, I have gotten a little bit of flack for enjoying as much as I do, but I still don't understand to this day why there are so many that dislike it, but of course I am talking about the new Billie Eilish album. This is one of the most unique pop records of the decade. Like, geez, the way it brings in elements of electronic music and hip-hop music and weird, strange studio trickery and sound effects where the bass is distorted. You get these weird ASMR vocals. It's so whispery, it's so quiet, it's so understated, and yet it is so bold. It's so uncompromising, it's so catchy, and so enjoyably weird. I would say going into this, do not believe the hype, but simultaneously do not allow the hype to sour you against an album that is legitimately creative. Also creative is the new Matmos record, which if you're into sample-based and experimental electronic music, you will most likely not want to miss. This one is titled Plastic Anniversary. Like with many Matmos records up until this point, this one features a concept, and that is that all of the samples going into the record are based off of plastic. They're sampling plastic. Plastic in a variety of forms, and then basically tuning and twitching and manipulating those samples to create these really excellent, vibrant, bustling, and intricate electronic compositions. Regardless of the concept or what the source material is, this is easily one of Matmos's most fun and off-the-wall crops of songs yet. Don't miss it. It's a great time. Matmos forever. Haha! Next, want to give a shout out to the little Simz record, Gray Area. I think this, standing at this point, is my favorite hip-hop record of the year. It is bold, it is raw, it is in your face. Little Simz totally kills it all over this record, not only lyrically, but also topically and emotionally. A great crop of hard-hitting instrumentals in the background on this one, too. It's a record that's also very to the point, not shy about anything, and is certainly worthy of all the high praise it's received so far. I have a few more that I want to shout out. One, the new Blue and Oh No record, a long, red, hot Los Angeles summer night, a story/concept album of sorts where the story isn't the most original that I've ever heard, but still I do love the narrative progression that Blue and Oh No stir up on this project. Blue lyrically is in rare form. Oh No's instrumentals are not only hard-hitting and soulful and gorgeous, but they are cinematic in a way and provide a great dramatic foundation for Blue to spit his lyrics on top of and just tell his story. One great track after the next. Do not miss out on it. Also want to give a shout out to the new Xiu Xiu record, Girl with Basket of Fruit, a very experimental, intense, harrowing album that I don't even know what genre to call this. It's not entirely an art pop endeavor, like a lot of Xiu Xiu's past efforts are. It's not entirely a post-punk endeavor, like a lot of Xiu Xiu's past efforts are. It's not entirely a noise endeavor either. It is just a very hard-hitting, abrasive, shouty, strange, truly unique album, and it's amazing that after all these years, Xiu Xiu are just continuing to kill it and experiment and just embark on new ideas and even just continue, I would argue, to break new ground. So Xiu Xiu, hell fucking yes. Girl with Basket of Fruit, yes. Do not miss this one. Ariana Grande, Thank You Next, easily one of the sharpest and slickest and most enjoyable pop records of this year, of even this decade to an extent. And finally, I want to shout out the new Quelle Chris record, Guns, a socially conscious rap album that sees Chris getting a little more somber and serious on some of the deep cuts here, but still, he does provide quite a few weird, loopy instrumentals, and his nasally rap delivery. They come together, of course, for more tracks that basically satirize how insane politically our current social paradigm is, and I think I'll leave it at that. Those are essentially the 15 records that, in my view, are the best that 2019 has offered so far. I will leave links to reviews for all of these projects down below so you can check them all out for yourself. If any of them have slipped through the cracks for you, please do not allow them to do that. And I think we are going to leave it right there. Love you guys. Transition. Have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best. You're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video that you should check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano. Music. Albums. 2019. So far. Forever.